Okay. February 9th, 2025. Hold on, go outside. Okay, as you can see, snow on everything still. Right? I don't know if somebody's throwing shit in there. I heard a boom the other morning and woke me up, but Andre says he sees people roll up with their garbage in their vehicles, so he's all concerned. Right? It's freezing outside. Look at this. What about their weather-worn shit? Huh? They got weather-worn crap. Doesn't that look a little weather-worn to you? Looks a little weather-worn to me. With their metal scaffolding and everything. What do you think? Yeah, look at this. This snow is deep too. Look how deep it is. Okay, so February 9th of 2025, City of Surrey. I don't know what day it is. What is it? Day 30 or something? It's been a month now. So you see how on the paper it will be like it took them that long? Well, no, the snow has prevented things from moving, and like I said, my landlady said only 3 days the bin was going to be there, but they came back with another one with the order to take out everything, basically, that my son can get his hands on. Didn't matter what it was. Even the wood that was on the other side of the house that was dry, that I need, whether I can see or not, my son would need it to do some repairs out there, and now we're faced to having to buy new wood because we're being held hostage to this yard because that's their way of trying to evict us. That's the temperature. So what is that in Fahrenheit right now? And it's 9:41 in the morning. 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. 9:08, February 11th, 2025. This is the weather. 6 degrees Celsius, which is 21 degrees Fahrenheit. Hold on a minute. You can see the snow is still on everything. All I can think about is my wood in there and the other wood that left, where I have nothing to do any kind of fucking wood repairs, people. I was like this, for example. There's certain things that need to be repaired on that require maybe 2x2s, maybe 1x1s, depending on how you want to repair it. If you want to make it rat proof on the inside, you got to lay another subfloor on it, like just another piece of wood on top, and then run 1x1s, right, around the edges, so that nothing can crawl through, because they chew, right? That's what I have to do in the shed that's in the back, where I keep all my nails and everything. It's nice and dry, but for, over a period of time, rats chew up, they come up, they dig into the ground, and then they come up, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy fucking 1x1s, 2x2s, 2x4s, plywood, people, because it's all ending up in this thing. It's all ending up in this thing. First load, the landlady said 3 days. It'll come 3 days, and then as soon as they got it here, that was it. They changed their tune. And they just get rid of this, get rid of everything. Yeah, and leaving me with nothing, and then telling me that if I don't keep the yard fucking whatever to their standard is. It could be too green, it could be too gray. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is, okay? Because that's what they do, right? They came in March of 2020. Everything was fucking gray, right? There was some tires that were stacked up in the back, right? My son needed for his fucking car, and because they were in the back by the garage, and there was a piece of plywood that was leaning up against something that actually a cop gave me, right? That I needed, right? They fucking said that was garbage. And then by May, it was said that, oh well, things are starting to turn green now, so it looks nice, it looks a lot better. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is stupid. I'm like fucking shaking every fucking day over this stupid shit, because I don't want to have to spend money for fucking repairing this, people, when I already had the wood. Do you understand? Like, it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. Like, it's so fucking mean to me. Oh, I can't take it. What, you can't take it that I don't pay fucking $4,000 a month because of corruption? Because I moved in a time when you people were fucking decent? And then all of a sudden you got the bee in the bonnet that you can go around and tell people that they will own nothing, they will never have another house like this, to get rid of all their shit. Oh, you're the new world order? Is that it, people? Is that what these people are? These individuals? Fucking don't even call them fucking people, man. Okay? They're telling me I can't have another house, I can't own anything, right? And that I'm useless and that I just sit around and do fucking nothing. You know what? Just like Shimei said, if something happens to me, people, and I die, honest to God, my landlords had something to do with it. Okay? Fucking right. Fucking right, man. Call me down, insult me, tell me you can't fucking deal with it because I don't pay enough fucking rent. Refuse to fucking fix things. Take it as is. If you don't like it, you can move. If you want it fixed, you fucking fix it. Right? Or whatever it is, people. There was so many fucking different tactics that they used on me to fucking hurt me one way or another, so that they didn't have to fucking pay because they were too busy building their monster home for themselves with their fucking gazebo, purchasing another piece of property, and then flying off to India for fucking Vaisakhi parades. Okay? But seriously, if something happens to me, my landlords had something to do with it, because I am like fucking shaking every fucking day. All I can think about is, how can I convince my son to not throw out all the wood? Because I don't want to have to buy wood for the things that I need to do. Whether I, like the shed out there with my nails and everything, that one does not leak, but a rat got in it, came in from underneath, chewed through, and then, right? Okay, last year when I was out there working, like this last summer, right? I was gonna gut it, but you know, with my eyes and Mamari and everything, I just didn't have the energy. So I said, Andre, we'll do it next year, because everything has to be pulled out. Everything. Because I have to find out how it got in, right? Because it didn't, it either got in because the door was open at one point and it hid and we closed the door and it died in it, right? Or it chewed underneath and then came up in, and then, right? And I don't know. But all I know is it needs to be gutted, because I started, right? I did a little video on it. I started, but I just get tired because, you know, I'm whatever, right? I was working on the fence. I did a little bit of fence repair, and anyway, I just didn't have the stamina to do it this year, because I just want to finish up with the food prep and put everything away. And that's what I'm still working on. I'm almost done, right? And like, how much I'm going to see in the spring and the summer, I'm sure I'll still be able to see a little something. So, I already warned Andre before all this happened. I said, Andre, you're going to have to help me take everything out. And then we're going to run one by ones what my son threw out in the first fucking batch with that bin. Whether I use them to run beans so beans can crawl. He threw them out, people. Oh, because they were cracking. Well, yeah, but for what you need them for, they were fine. I would have gotten a few more years out of it. Or I could have cut them and I could have laid them along the, the wall and the floor, right? The seam, all the way around. And then if I found that a rat had chewed up from underneath, then I would have used a 2x2 or something. But my son is wiping me out because the city is saying anything weather worn. It's like stupid. There's a difference between being weather worn wood and rotten wood. I don't go around using rotten wood to repair things or build things in the yard. I use weather worn wood. Unless, of course, I come across it, new or fairly new, but I don't have a car anymore, people. I can't be just driving down the road and find, somebody put out their whatever because they took something apart or they didn't need it or whatever. Right? I can't even get to the fucking Home Depot to buy anything. And like he's like he's fucking throwing everything out, man. Like that shit out in the front I just showed you. In the past, I used to ask him to help with these things, but he didn't want to, people. I'm busy, and it's not my priority, and that's your project, and okay. So, we know Matilda likes to live in that shed. So this year I didn't bother. I'm gonna got it, and I was gonna raccoon-proof it. Maybe leave one half for her babies, and the other half I was going to make it tight, solid, so that nothing could get inside. And it'd be like dry as bone. But he took away all my wood at the request of my landlords. Yeah. And like in my head, I'm like, okay, well, you have to pay for this, and this. You're already, on a tight budget, and now you're going to be paying who knows how much here, right? In terms of whether I pay it in monthly installments or whether I just cut to the fucking chase and just pay it. I don't know, because I don't know how much it's going to be. And then I have to go out and plead with my son to drive me to Home Depot to go buy fucking wood. Whether it's 1x1s, 2x2s, 2x4s, fucking 4x4s, or fucking plywood. They removed everything to be able to fix the fucking fence now. Basically, I don't know. Right? In May of, in March of 2020, the city was complaining about wood, right? Right? And you can't even have anything in your back fucking driveway in front of your fucking garage. Because I have pictures that I've been looking at from an email from Manjeet, okay? There's Manpreet from the fourplex, or maybe Manjeet. I don't know, I can't remember if her name was Manjeet or Manpreet from the fourplex, and then there's Manjit, who is the daughter-in-law to my landlords, who's married to the mean son, and she's a realtor, okay? In March of 2020, she sent me the pictures that the city showed her, I suppose, that got us into trouble with the yard. And it was a stack of 4 tires because my son, I guess, was going to change the tires on his car or something. And they didn't like it, even though it was in the back in front of our garage. And there was a piece of plywood that was out there because a cop was out there doing something one day, and I poked my nose around, and he was running around with a big piece of fucking plywood. And I'm like, what's going on? He goes, here, do you want this? And I'm like, yeah, I need that because, I'm working in the yard. So I brought it and I put it there. And the fucking city didn't like it. Because that's what they were complaining about. The tires and the fucking plywood and whatever else wood I had around, people. If you notice, it's wood, all the time fucking wood. Well, yeah, because it was just fucking... Okay, we know what the yard was like. And now they're taking it all away from me. And I'm like, okay, Judy, the weather's going to warm up a little bit, right? Soon. It has to. And that's another thing. They knew this shit was coming, people. Only 3 days. They had Andre sitting there at the fucking window all night long watching the bin so that nobody would throw it in. And then they fucking left it there, and then they came back with another one. Because that was always the agenda. It was a trick. It's just tricked us, that's all. And now they're taking everything away from me where I have to fucking pay. And I'm like, okay, well, just cough it up, Judy. If you need to spend $50, $100, $200 on fucking wood, just save the receipts. Do your little fucking video. Save your receipts. Okay, right? You know you can't cut the fucking plywood. You know, Andre's asking me if he can use the skill saw. I said, well, I don't know about that yet, Andre, because you're still kind of young and, you know, you're a little timid, right? Because when you use a skill saw, if it kicks, right, you know, you have to be, right? Because it can kick sometimes, eh? That's why I won't saw plywood no more, because I can't see, right? And... you know, so, but a 2x4 or a fucking 2x2 or something, that's easy peasy. I wouldn't let Andre do it, but I already told him, you're gutting out the fucking shed this year, and we're going to make sure, we're going to give it a good clean, disinfect it, go through everything, wipe everything down, because it's a big job, right? You kind of, and you want to kind of do it within a few days. Pull everything out, get in there, wash it down, figure out if you need to rat proof it or fucking whatever it is, right? You know what I'm saying? And then put everything back after you wipe it down, because these things, they crawl, right? I just didn't have the stamina to do it this summer. I just didn't. So some shit was left outside, and I told Andre to put it back inside, and then just tarp up everything else, and we'll deal with it in the spring, because it's a big fucking job. Right? And it was just a heat score. That's all it was. And now they're taking away my wood. And you see, this is the thing. My son doesn't know what needs to be fucking done. Oh, he knows about the greenhouse now. He said he'll do that. But if I start asking him to help me with that, that's not part of, you didn't, well, that, I'm busy and it's summertime and I've got this job and that job and, and I'm holy fuck. And like Andre's going on 15, so some of this stuff he can do, but not now unless I buy new. So my only recourse is to save the receipts. That's it. So when they come and fucking complain, I can give them a photocopy of the receipts and say, look, don't say nothing to me, because I'm still doing what I've been doing since I first fucking moved in, which is not routine maintenance. At least you got a fucking shed now to advertise when you put your house up for sale. Right? Before there was nothing. Nothing. What you had was water and bleach and a rag and a brush, scrubbing anything that was outside. That was it. That's all you got. Right? Because there was no shelter for nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that's another thing. She does the basement, kitchen, pulls out all the fucking cupboards, pulled out the floorboards. I took that wood from the floorboards, people, and I put it in the fucking shed. I built a subfloor myself. Got videos of it. Because after she gutted the kitchen to bring in new cupboards, because we were having problems with the sink, right? And everything was rotting, right? So I guess she decided just to do it all. And when they did that, they had to pull up the floor, which is a subfloor. So you got pieces of plywood, right? Well, everything went out into the back. And it just piled up, piled up, piled up. And this is not the first time she's done this, because she did it with the bathroom when they busted up the fucking bathroom and chiseled out the cement floor and all this other shit that they fucking did. Threw that out in the fucking back and then expected me to do something with it, right? Anyway, I salvaged what I could. I took those pieces of plywood that were the subfloor of the kitchen, and I made my own subfloors with the sheds, right? And yes, I'm pretty sure I ran 1x1s or something around the corners to keep mice out or whatever, right? And then, you know, the countertops and all that crap, I'd bust them up to the best of my ability, and I'd put them into the garbage cans every 2 weeks to try and get rid of them that way. In other words, what I'm trying to say is she left me it to deal with it. Her guys don't fucking take this shit. And she doesn't come and fucking pick it up either. But it becomes a heat score for me. Because then it becomes an excuse for the city to show up and say yada-de-ya-ya. And then they have a case, right, to say, well, wood, or cinder blocks, or not cinder blocks, like cement something, because when they chiseled out the bathroom, they had these, you know, cement, it's a cement floor, so they chiseled it all out, right? And then all this crap came out, and it ended up outside. And it, you know, I don't know what to do with it, right? So when I had the playhouse, right? And I took those things and I built a subfloor, right? Because I had to level it. I had to level the playhouse. So I took those cement things, broken up cement pieces, and I put them underneath the subfloor so that rats wouldn't go in there and nest under the playhouse. That's how I got rid of her cement. Is I used them as a means to build in a subfloor to keep, right? And I think I even did that with the shed in the back as well. And that's another thing, when I was working on that big shed in the back, you know, wood was coming for that. Because Jerry needed wood to build the frame and everything, right? You know, and I can't tell Jerry to go out there and work and, you know, get everything done in 4 fucking days. I paid him like, that shed out there costed me well over $1,000 to build. And it's up to code and everything, right? Because Jerry was a framer, right? And I was called on the city then too, because of wood, because the shed was being built. But when those tires were out there in March of 2020, with that piece of plywood that cop gave me, along other miscellaneous pieces of wood or whatever, I had to plead and beg to keep the wood to repair the fence. To repair the fence. There's nothing routine about the tenant repairing fences. But they weren't repairing fences. So, you know, it was just my routine. It wasn't their routine, even though it was their responsibility. But it was my routine to repair the fences throughout the years. Well, I can't even do it now. This is impossible. Everything's gone. And I'm going to take you, when the weather warms up a bit, and I'm going to show you why I needed those 2x4s that my son's been throwing out. So that when I do fence, well, I can't now. I'm not buying fucking wood to repair their fence. I'm just not. I can't. Right? But I'm going to show you how I'd run the boards. I'd take chicken wire that I would pay for, staple it on this side of the yard, right? On the end, like in the back, right? And then take 2x4s or 1x2 or 2x2s or whatever, right? Mainly 2x4s, and it's like 8 feet per plank, I think. About 8 feet per plank, right? I never really measured it. But then I take 1 2x4 after stapling on the boards to chicken wire on one side of the fence, and then on the other side of the fence, I'd run 2x4s on the bottom and 2x4s on the top to keep everything in place. And do you know those things are still fucking standing there to this day? Well, everything else around it is falling apart and gone now because it's all out in the fucking bin. Because the landlord and the fucking city saying throw it out, throw it out, throw it out, throw it out. Yeah. And then they're going to come back and say to me, well, we can't fix the fence. You don't pay enough rent. That's what they're going to say. Because I'm pleading with my son. Please don't throw out the fucking wood because I need to fix the fence. I'm not asking you to fix the fucking fence. Andre and I can fix the fence. Right? Oh, well, I'm told to get rid of anything weather worn, and it's not my responsibility to fix fucking fences. And I'm like, yeah, but Marcane, you don't understand. Oh, and out goes the wood. Because the landlord wants those bins fucking full so her company that she's in bed with can fucking make money with frozen fucking wet wood. And even if it's not fucking wet wood, it's still in there because the stuff that was on the side of the house was not wet. But it is now. And he wiped me out of my fucking wood. And every day I'm like this. Already thinking about spending money. And for what? To be saying, well, I can't take it no more. You don't pay $3,500 a month. I'm not fixing anything. It's your fault that the fence fell down. Why aren't you fixing it? You fixed it in March of 2020. Well, I had wood then. I could do it. But I can't do it no more. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fucking fix my shed after we gut it. Because I already told Andre that's the first thing we're going to do when the weather gets warm. Right? That's my pride and joy. It's so nice and dry in there. Oh yeah, I got fucking nails, I got screws, I got tools, but I don't got fucking wood. None. It's being wiped out. Why? And then it won't fix the fence because they'll say I don't pay enough money. And then they'll get mad because it looks ugly because it's half busted up all over the place. Except for where I did fix it. That's still standing. And I can prove it. So yeah, I'm all freaked out over fucking wood. Going blinder and faster with this shit over wood. Trying to think how I can approach my son. Thinking, oh, well, as soon as it warms up and the snow starts to melt. I'm already telling Andre, as soon as the snow starts to melt, Nana's going to get fucking dressed and I'm going to go out there and start grabbing up some wood and fucking hide it. Hide it. Hide it from my son. So that he doesn't get into trouble for leaving it there. Wherever it is. As if my son cares. The only reason he fucking cares is because he's being worked like a mule right now. In extreme weather. With extreme fucking demands that don't even make sense. You let me keep the wood in fucking March of 2020, but you don't allow me to keep the fucking wood now, and yet you tell me if I don't keep up with your fucking yard, you're gonna kick my ass out, even though I'm not allowed to do anything in there anymore? It doesn't make sense. Oh, wow, your son couldn't do it, so we're kicking you out. Because you're a family. We're kicking out the family. So I gotta muster up some energy here. As soon as I'm like, okay, you can do this. Put on your fucking toque, put on your gloves, put on your work boot, double up on the pants, double up on the socks, go out there with a fucking little brush, start brushing off shit, just the snow, right? This is my thoughts, people. Start brushing off the fucking snow to see what it is and run off and go find a fucking place to hide it before your son's out there. As if my son wants to be out there. No, this has to do with the landlords. And then they'll be complaining that the fence needs to be fixed, but I don't pay enough fucking money. So therefore, now I'm costing them money, and I need to move because they're not getting enough money to fix their fucking fence. And we won't even talk about the porch. Or the window. So yeah, I'm going to have to find some time here as soon as it gets warm. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I got to keep a little bit. Because I don't want to spend $500 on wood to do the little things that I need to do that my son is not even aware of. And not that he would want to do it, and not that he should have to do it, because Andre and I can do it. They can't come to me and say, well, you can't do it because you can't see. Unless you want to, because we know you're lying. We know you can see. Unless you don't want to, then you're blind. Because you're looking at me in the fucking eye. Well, yeah, because I got maybe 10% vision left in this eye and 1% vision left in this eye, so I can kind of fucking see you. But, my son does not need to gut out that shed and run fucking 1x1s or 2x2s around the corner, wash everything, and put everything nicely back. Which is nails, screws, nuts and bolts, fucking tools, sandpaper, that kind of crap. What is the point of having all that if you've been robbed of your wood? So we have to fix that one. And we have to fix the one in the front. With no materials. Unless I can scrounge around, dust off the snow, and find a place to hide a few pieces along the way. So that I don't have to fork out a whole bunch of fucking money in the freaking summertime to get evicted anyway. Because fall will come, and then all of a sudden everything will be too gray again. Nothing will be green. And that will be an excuse to come by and start the fucking process all over again with something. If it won't be something else. Yeah. So, that's where I'm at with this shit. I'm going to go steal my own wood and hide it. I'm going to go, maybe that's what I should call this video. I'm going to go steal my own wood. It belongs to me. I'm sorry I'm not a rich bitch. I can't afford to go off and build myself a brand new fucking gazebo with brand new wood because I'm a scoundrel in the community who goes around fucking hurting people for profit. It was never my style. I wait for nice cops, good cops, to give me a nice piece of fucking plywood so I could do my landlord's bidding. You don't know how happy I was when that cop gave me that. It was so funny. I'm looking and he's like running around with this big ass piece of fucking plywood. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? He goes, oh, well, sir, do you want it? And I'm like, excuse me, what did you say? Do you want it? I said, no, you gotta be kidding me. He goes, no, it came from, we don't want, right? And I'm like, yeah, I was in my glory, people. I felt so blessed that day when that fucking cop gave me that fucking piece of plywood. You don't even know. And here I've got my landlord stealing every fucking inch of fucking wood that I've got on this property just because they want to prove how big and bad they are and how they're setting me up for failure so they can come back and throw out the whole fucking family if one of us don't die first. Now, if I do die, I already got life insurance. I told my son it buys you time to ease yourself out of this house within a reasonable amount of time, at least a year. And the rent is covered, being that I'm not here anymore. I thinking of? Obviously my landlords, because they get their rent. Mom died. Oh, well, what about rent? Don't worry. She covered it. I got it, Mrs. Gill. Okay, now we just got to figure out how to not to traumatize the kids and where we're going to, you know, right? Give it some time. Mom's got a lot of shit. All right, you're right. Don't worry. We got the rent covered. Okay? For at least a year or more, depending on how long or what my son decides to do. Okay? That's responsible. But did my landlords care about that? Fuck no, because all they care about is $5,000 and another fucking crew to come in and work for them for free under extreme measures. If my son dies, well, I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate on that one. No. I just know that if I die, my son can cover the rent and make the right choices in terms of whatever transition he's going to make with my grandkids. Right? And I don't know. There was something else I was going to say around that, but I suppose it doesn't really matter. So yeah, we're just going to end it on this. I have to, in the next little while, get outside, look for pieces of wood that I can rescue and try and hide, I suppose, so that Andre and I, because I don't expect my son to do the sheds. If he wants to help with the one in the front, that's fine. That one maybe, I don't know yet. It depends, right? Depends on what we want to do with it, right? But this one underneath here, that's nice and dry with all the nails and everything, no, he doesn't need to do that. I was going to do it last year, but I just got tired and burnt out because, you know, I'm stressed out in general and I'm not feeling that well. And, you know, but Andre's bigger and one day got it, one day fix it and clean it, next day put everything back. By the fourth day, everything's done, right? But not if you don't have wood to do the repairs, and that's assuming that it even needs repairs, because a rat died in it, right? So you would think that if it was going in and out, in and out, in and out, because I rat-proofed it when I made it. You see, that's the thing. But sometimes they crawl in from underneath and they chew, right? That's why I like to, in my subfloors, I like to put my landlord's garbage, their cement pieces in between the right, to keep the rats out so they don't nest underneath the fucking floorboards. So, but you would think that if a rat was crawling in and out, why would it die inside of it, right? So it probably doesn't need to be rat-proofed. The door was probably opened and it ran in and we closed the door and it died in there because it couldn't get out. That's more than likely what happened. But we won't know until we got the bloody thing. And I just didn't have the stamina this year to do it. And for that, now I'm paying a big price. So anyway, that's what we're going to do this spring. And then we're going to get on to the other side, which does leak. I already warned my son. That one does leak. But we're going to gut that one. And then he can repair that one with Andre. Because I don't know how to... It's leaking from the roof. Right? Because I don't have enough materials. So in that situation, he might have to buy something. But sometimes when you're buying that kind of crap to cover on roofs and stuff, it's expensive, right? So, you know, who knows, right? If it's worth it to him to make it waterproof, then, you know, he'll buy, right? Otherwise, I don't really care. And I want to finish the one in the front. And Andre can help me with that. And if it looks like we need extra help, then we can ask Marcane. But all this stuff that's going in the bin, for these types of things that I'm doing, that's the wood that he's throwing out. And now I'm looking to pay, and I don't think that's fair. And you can kiss fence repairers goodbye, because there's nothing to fix fucking fences with anymore. It's kind of hard to hide a 8-foot 2x4, weather worn. It's not rotten. There's a difference between rotten wood and weather worn wood. And some of this wood that is weather worn wood is hardwood. Hardwood, which is different than cedar. And it's out in that fucking bin. Hardwood stands up to the test of time. Somebody's happy to get those 2x4s, even though they're weather worn. Fucking right. If you're a carpenter and you work with wood, you would know that. My son doesn't work with fucking wood. So he wouldn't know. Yeah, he cuts trees. He does that. But he doesn't work with 2x4s and build things and fix things with wood. So he wouldn't know the difference between rotten wood, weather-worn wood, fucking hardwood 2x4 versus a freaking cedar fucking 2x4. And then you've got your lawn ties, your 4x4s, your 1x1s, your 2x2s. Now I have to go out there and steal my own wood and fucking hide it away like a dirty secret so that my landlord can't come back and say, why didn't you fix that? Well, I don't know. Maybe because you stole my fucking wood as you were plotting and scheming how to fucking hurt me one way or another. And if I do die, well, I didn't do it to myself, people. Just like Shmay didn't do it to herself. Okay? Just remember that. Okay? I didn't do it to my fucking self. And you can't blame fucking drugs on this one, okay? Unless, of course, what? Somebody gonna lay something, put something on my fucking doorknob, and I'll come and go like this, get it in my eye, and well, she did it to herself. She was a closet fucking addict. You just didn't know about it. Yeah, right. With all the kind of scoundrels running around fucking town, looking for this and looking for that, don't put it past them. Because you know somebody's creeping my yard when I'm not looking. Right? Hardwiring it with something. Got that documented. That's the conditions I have to work under when I'm out in the fucking yard. I know I'm being zapped with something from time to time, and there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, and then they say they can't fucking stand it anymore. Well, what about us? And then they have the audacity to say that we'll never have another place like this. We're not allowed to own anything, to get rid of our shit, and that we're nothing but fucking bums. Like, who does that? Like, seriously, who fucking does that? That's like that fucking Punjabi over there coming knocking on my door and then calling me a fucking welfare bum because I don't fucking work. And that I owe him something. At 30, he's 30-year-old fucking 28-year-old man, and that I owe him something because 100 years ago, my forefathers fucking kept him out on the boat with his people until the federal government let them finally come into Canada. Yeah. And because of that, somehow I owe him something. And he was like 28, 30 years old. And as birds of a feather all think together. They all think like that. That's why my landlord's son, as old as he is, because he's not fucking 30, calling me a fucking bum, and that I just sit there and do nothing, right? As if I think I'm being high on the fucking horse here, living in his house. You know what? Never crossed my mind. Never fucking crossed my mind like that, people. No, I moved into your house under the premise of move in, stay as long as you want. We'll never raise the fucking rent. Take it now. We can't guarantee it won't be here when you get back. Like I said, I looked at John, I looked at Joan. What do you want? Yeah, take it now. And I took it now. And it's been nothing but a fucking, I don't know. I don't know what it's been. I know what it's been. It's been like a slave ship. And I'm still on it. I'm surprised. Well, I am on the plank. Forget it. It's not... I'm on the fucking plank on the slave ship. Fucking right. Yeah. Like, these guys are mean, man. And I'm like, well, what gives them the right to abuse you like this? Like, right? If they know that you'll never have another house and that you can't own anything, why do they think that they have the right to pound it into your head and make it so where they can just, what? Laugh their asses off as you end up out on the fucking streets? Is that it? Like where do they get off on it? Like, I don't get it. Right? And then they go out of their way to try and make it happen. Right? How is it any different than it was 8 years ago when I was living here? Did I think that I was somehow better than everybody else because I was living in this house and that I am entitled or whatever? No. Was it like that when I moved in? No. So why would it be any fucking different now? I've been here 14 fucking years. It's not like I just moved in and say, okay, this is it. It's my house. Fuck you. I've taken it over. No. I've been here 14 fucking years. Gave up my fucking life and I'm still thinking about the fucking yard. As blind as I am, I'm still thinking about the fucking yard. Thinking about stealing my own fucking wood just so that I can preserve what I have. For whoever's going to use it. No point in having nails, screws, nuts and bolts, tools, all this other crap if you don't have nothing to use it with. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to go outside and steal my wood and hide it like a dirty fucking secret while my son catches me and maybe even screams at me and then threatens to go inside because I'm interrupting what he's trying to do because he doesn't understand what I'm trying to do. Right?